You want to be a writer, eh? Got pesky thoughts clogging up the old mind palace, but you don't know how to put pen to paper and begin writing? Well, here is a short guide to help you write your first story. Now, before we can begin to write, you must first have an idea. But how do you get ideas in the first place? Well, you need to be inspired. Perhaps you love the idea of vampires, or perhaps you like the idea of detectives, maybe even detective vampires. The world is endless with possibilities for great storytelling. But what if you want to write a story set in a pre-existing universe? For example, Marvel or Star Wars? Well, I have great news. So many people have had ideas like this that these stories have their own subcategory, fanfiction. Don't be scared to try writing in any capacity. Although fanfiction does get a bad reputation, there are a plethora of great stories out there that fall under the title fanfic. Okay, great. We have our idea. Now, where to begin? Some may think the obvious starting place is, well, at the start, but that isn't actually the case. See, one of the best parts of writing is that you can actually begin anywhere. Do you already have a great ending? Then write that first. Have a fantastic idea for a fight scene, then into the story it goes. You do not have to write in chronological order. I would recommend, however, having a rough outline of events that you want to happen. A story must have a start, a middle, and an end. But in the planning stage, it is more than enough to simply jot a few sentences down as long as you know what it means. Do not be afraid to search in pre-existing media for inspiration. The key word here is inspiration. Do not blatantly copy from other works, as this is referred to as plagiarism, which is something to be avoided. The difference here is how you use it. Perhaps a character uses a specific weapon or has a certain skill. As long as the characters are different, then there's no harm. Or maybe there's a specific character you like in media. Analyze what traits they have that you enjoy and apply them to your own characters. Look for inspiration everywhere. One trick is to go people spotting, which involves going to a public place and writing down how you would describe a person if they were a character in your story. Just don't make it weird by staring at them for half an hour whilst you do so. People tend not to like that too much. Now we have a start, middle, and end. When writing, another big tip is to not reread what you have written. This is for a simple reason. It can kill your motivation to keep writing. Only when you have written the first draft do you want to begin editing. And you don't just edit once either. Get friends and family to read your story and pick up their feedback. But also remember, this story is yours. You do not have to include every bit of feedback you are given. So now you have a fully edited story. What are you going to do with it? Well, if you're looking to publish, you have two choices: self-publishing or traditional publishing. Now, I will make a more detailed video about the differences in the future, but for now, self-publishing is the easier of the two paths. You can easily set up on Amazon or another distributing service. But here comes the harshest piece of advice. Expect failure. You are a small creator. You have only just created your first story and are unknown by the larger world. You will not see huge sales immediately. This can be a huge blow for first-time authors and is a place where many throw in the towel, but I prefer it to view it like this. You have proven to yourself that you can write a book. It takes a lot of time and dedication, and you did that. It is now time to write your next one. By publishing more books, you will get your name out there and slowly build up an audience over time. Being an author isn't a get rich quick gig. You need to understand how to market yourself, how to advertise your work, and be prepared for years of disappointment. But the end here is worth the heartache. It is not for everyone, but if you can do it, then great job.